Brutor MCP Governance. Part 2. Access approval and limits. Who can call which tool, how often, and when a human must sign off. Part 2 of 3. Golden path and guardrails came first. Now, access and limits. Who can call which tool, how often, and when a human signs off. Govern and observe is part 3. 3 ways access stays controlled. A human signs off on sensitive actions, usage is capped per tool, and each team sees only its own tools. And the approval gate is on the wire, not just in the UI. Ask, wait for a person, resubmit with a one-shot token, the same handshake for chat and for any agent SDK. Ask and wait. A one-shot token, 2 calls per hour, 429 with retry after. 2 surfaces from 1 server, all enforced server side. First, let's see how it's wired in the admin console. Then, watch it run live. Setup lives on the resource group. Open Acme's sales team, its MCP servers, and the capabilities for Acme Sales Ops. Most tools are allowed outright, but send email is set to approval, not allow. That's the human in the loop. Every send email call is held at the gateway for a person to sign off before it can run, with a timeout so a pending request can't hang forever. Close that and open the per tool rate limits. Generate report is an expensive aggregation, so it's capped at 2 calls an hour for this team. The third in an hour gets a 429. And the ops team gets argument policies of its own. Open the ops host command allow list. On general, it intercepts the command argument of the run ops command tool, and the analyzer is shell. That's a real shell parser. It tokenizes the command line the way a shell would. Program, flags, arguments, so a rule matches the actual program being run, not a text pattern that a quoted string or an extra space can dodge. Access control binds the policy to the ops team, and the rules are an allow list. Rule 1 allows only commands on the safe list, and Rule 2 denies outright when a destructive flag like -rf appears. 2 layers, defense in depth. Send email needs a human in the loop, and it starts right in the portal. The rep asks the assistant to email the team a renewal update. The assistant calls the send email tool, and because that tool is approval gated at the gateway, the portal shows an approval message. This call is held until someone signs off. Click approve, and only then is the email released and sent. That's the enforced human in the loop. In the chat, no code. Now the same handshake on the wire. 1 call at a time. Call 1, send email with no approval token. The gateway refuses to run it, but not with an error. 202 held, waiting for approval, with a poll URL and a hard expiry. Call 2, the human approves. A sales team member signs off on that request ID, and the gateway issues a one-shot approval code in return. 1 code, 1 use, tied to exactly this request. Call 3, send email again, now carrying the approval code in the approval token header, and only now does it run. 200, the email queued, and the recipient comes back redacted on the way out. Approval gate on the way in, PII redaction on the way out, composed on 1 call. And all 3 calls are in the proxy log. First, the held send email, 202, approval required, nothing executed. Next, the approval itself, who signed off and when. And finally, the retry carrying the approval code, the only one that actually reached the tool, with the recipient redacted in the response. The code is single use. A replay is refused. Generate report is an expensive aggregation, so we capped it at 2 runs an hour for this team. Fire it 3 times back to back. The first 2 return the report, the third is throttled, 429, with retry after in seconds. An SDK or a CI bot reads that header and backs off automatically. Cost and load stay predictable, per team, with no client cooperation. And it's on the record. A rate limit event, the tool, the team, and the window, captured for the audit trail. Now, the per team tools surface. First, the sales key. List the tools, and the gateway returns exactly 4. The sales tools, nothing else. This is the capability filter you saw configured on the resource group, enforced on the wire. And the ops key, same server, same URL, same tools list call. 2 completely different tools come back, fetch URL and run ops command. The gateway filters the tool list per team, server side, Each team sees only its own surface, and it isn't just hidden from the list. When the sales team calls an ops-only tool by name, fetch URL, the gateway refuses it outright. 403, disabled for your group, not skinned, not filtered in the client, refused at the gateway. The ops tools are governed by argument policies 2, one call at a time. First, a fetch to the cloud metadata endpoint, 169.254. The first thing an attacker probes for credentials. The SSRF guard blocks it. Private range and metadata addresses are not permitted. Second, the ops team runs remove recursive force. The command allow list denies it. A destructive flag like -rf is never on the safe list. Third, the same tool, a different argument, df-h. It's on the allow list, so it runs. Exit 0, while the destructive one was refused. Same tool, same user. Adjudicated argument by argument. Inside the gateway, not the tool. And each of those 3 calls is on the record. First, the fetch to the metadata endpoint, blocked by the SSRF guard with the reason captured. Next, remove recursive force, denied by the command allow list, the rule that fired named in the row. And finally, df-h, the allowed call, logged just the same, with its tool, its argument, and its result. Blocked or allowed, every call leaves the same audit trail, attributed to ops.